If you've ever walked into a garden center, a feed store, or even scrolled those gardening forums for more than 5 minutes, you've heard all three of these words thrown around like they're the same thing: compost, manure, and worm castings. People will confidently tell you they're basically the same thing, but I can guarantee you, they are not. That's like saying a smoothie, a raw potato, and a multivitamin are all the same because they technically have nutrients. Today, we're settling it once and for all: worm castings versus compost versus manure. What they are, how they work, and when they're useful, and when they absolutely are not. And yes, we're gonna be talking about poop. Come with me on this journey, YouTube. Let's go. Let's define the players. Compost. Compost is decomposed organic matter. It's basically things like food scraps, leaves, grass clippings, and plant waste. It's basically nature's recycling bin. Compost happens when microbes break down organic material over time. The heat, moisture, and oxygen, when they combine, boom, you get compost. And manure? Well, manure is basically animal waste. It comes from things like cows, chickens, horses, and goats. It's straight from the source. Sometimes it's aged, sometimes it's composted, and sometimes, unfortunately, it's not. Now, worm castings, worm castings are the end product of organic matter that is passed through composting worms. It's not raw waste, it's not rotting scraps, it's biologically refined material that's been digested, enzymatically processed, and microbially upgraded. Think of this like a compost with the chopped ingredients, the manure with the raw ingredients, and the worm castings are the fully cooked meal combined all together to really make your soil pop. Let's start with compost. Compost is fantastic. It improves the soil structure. It adds organic matter over time, and it even feeds the microbes on a long-term basis. And it also helps with moisture retention. Compost is a slow and steady release. It's not flashy. It doesn't slap your plants in the face with results. But over time, compost does build soil. The downsides of compost? Well, it's simple. Here's basically what it doesn't do well. It's inconsistent. The nutrient levels of compost will vary wildly. The immature compost can rob nitrogen from all of your plants. And not all compost is finished compost. Have you ever used compost and thought, why does this smell wrong? Yeah, that's unfinished compost, still breaking down and stealing nutrients while it does. Compost is an amazing product if it's done right and given the right amount of time. Ah, yes, manure. Manure is a nutrient dense. Manure is cheap. Manure is old school. And manure is also half the reason that your gardening horror stories exist. The good. Well, manure can add nitrogen. It increases organic matter. It improves your soil structure. Aged manure can be very useful in large-scale farming and long-term soil building. Now, the bad about her? Well, here's the things that can go sideways. Manure can burn the plants. They contain pathogens. They usually carry weed seeds, and they smell like regret. They are way too hot for seedlings, and they spike with salts. Fresh manure is basically a fertilizer roulette. Chicken manure especially is like your plant might grow or it might die immediately. We don't know. Manure might be aged or composted properly. Even then, it's an aggressive fertilizer. Manure feeds plants whether they ask for it or not. That's one of the strong backsides of manure. Now let's talk about the piece de resistance, worm castings. Worm castings, they don't act like compost. They don't act like manure. They act like biology. The things that will make worm castings different are such things like worm castings are loaded with beneficial bacteria, beneficial fungi, enzymes, humic substances, and microbial metabolites. They don't force feed the plants. What they do is simple. They improve the nutrient uptake. They improve root development. They increase your stress tolerance. And they also improve the soil life immediately. And here's one big thing about worm castings. You cannot burn plants with worm castings. You could try as hard as you try, and I promise you, you will fail. That alone makes castings perfect for any beginners, houseplants, seedlings, sensitive plants, and overthinkers. It's basically the one-all fix-all for everything that involves planting. Now this is where the differences really matters. Manure, well, all it does is it just feeds the plants directly. It's very fast, it's aggressive, and it can be quite risky. Compost, it feeds the microbes slowly. It's indirect, it's long term. Don't get me wrong, it's great if you're trying to recondition the whole soil. But if you're trying to go for something that's quicker, worm castings, what they do is they feed the microbes and they support the plants simultaneously. They don't just dump the nutrients in, they unlock the nutrients already inside the soil. This is why castings improve performance when nutrients numbers are on a critically low level. Biology always beats brute force. Now, let's be real here. Let's be practical. I'm not here to bash these forms of fertilizer. In fact, I'm going to tell you exactly what you would want to use them for and why. So, when you want to use composting, it's simple. When you're building garden beds, improving poor soil structure, and adding organic matter for the long term, and you're patient. When you want to use manure, simple. When it's fully aged or composted, you need bulk soil amendment. When you need and you know what you're doing, and when you're not working with seedlings, because they will kill your plants. And when you want to use worm castings, when you're transplanting, growing any type of sensitive plants, reviving a poor soil structure, you want immediate biological activity, get yourself some worm castings. And if you want things to be simple and you can't mess them up, then get worm castings. They are 100% organic, 100% won't burn your plants, and they are 100% friendly to pets and kids. The biggest myth in gardening, and this is a big one, is that you just have to choose one, which is simple. You really don't. The best soil systems, they use all three strategically, of course. Compost for structure, manure for long-term nutrition, and worm castings for biology and balance. Castings don't replace compost. They supercharge it. So let's settle it once and for all. Compost is reliable, manure is powerful, and worm castings, they are precise. If manure is a sledgehammer and compost is a shovel, then worm castings are a scalpel. Healthy soil isn't about brute force. It's all about balance, as much things are in life. So if this helps you understand what to use and when, hit that like, subscribe, and drop your questions below. Next time, we'll talk about why exactly worm castings don't burn your plants no matter how much you use them. And trust me, this one's gonna hurt some feelings. Y'all have a great day, YouTube. Peace.